Well, before we get into the German Giant against Rocky here on stage 2, just to reaffirm what we updated before the break there, that Michael van Gerwen has rocked the main stage. He has smashed the record average for this tournament, 118.52 in a 6-1 demolition of Ross Smith, who himself averaged over 104, and he actually beats the record set on this stage last year by Dirk van Dijvenbode, 112.05. He did that against Ryan Searle in an absolute thriller. We saw a thriller from Searle earlier today in terms of his own performance, when he was up at 106. And before that, Stephen Bunting had laid down a marker with 105 average, but I think it's safe to say that Michael van Gerwen has just shown everybody who's the darting daddy.
He is today, and he's in the last 16. You won't get any further head start for that high performance, Michael, in the next round, but one thing's for sure. Mario van der Bojada's got his work cut out later, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg, Gabriel to throw first. Game on!
And it's not just about who is in the last 16. The story of today has been about who's not. Gerwyn Price, the number 1 seed, is out. The number 2 seed, Gary Anderson,
45.
is out. The former world champion and finalist at the Grand Slam just last week, Rob Cross, is out. Just seen him beaten by Luke Woodhouse.
91.
Nathan Aspinall, the world match play champion, and Peter Wright, the European champion, weren't even here. And of course, the world champion got knocked out yesterday.
Someone's got to win it.
60.
And all year long, pundits alike, and people who write and predict, have not been predicting Michael van Gerwen enough, myself included. And they might be taking notice now, as if to say, do you know what, maybe we should have said van Gerwen for an 8th PCF.
And will everybody start taking notice and start saying him for a 4th world championship, Paul?
I think he'd swap a few of those PCF titles for another world title. He desperately wants that 4th. This is the time of year where your ranking and your career can change so much. Exponentially is probably the right word to use. 57 needed for a shot at tops. Beautiful line on that shot. Beautiful weight on that shot. And Clemens takes the lead. No shortage of ton plus checkers on this board here this afternoon. Seen some pearlers.
Yeah, there's been some really decent stuff. I'm still trying to work out who I would make favourite for this match. Josh Rock, based on stuff he did at the Grand Slam, but before that, probably pretty even.
I have something to say about that, and I was going to save it for maybe a little bit later in the match, but I'll say it now. A lot of people this year have been saying that Rock has not really lived up to his promise in 2023. Saying that he has regressed this year. I have 2 bits of information that basically say that that can't be true.
58.
I know he hasn't won, but he only won 1 title in 2022. He's continued with an average over 96 this year, which had him 12th in all Players' Championships. That's pretty similar to what he did last year. And he's the number 5 seed. Which seed was he last year?
58.
I'll give you a leg to figure it out.
Will you require 130?
Well, can Clemens figure this out? Be difficult now. And it proves to be too difficult 94. For the German Giant.
Josh, you require 149. 133. Will you require 36?
For 2-0.
It's
all going the way of the German.
Gabriel,
and I know he likes playing this time of year.
3rd leg, Gabriel.
Just imagine what kind of traction he would get if he was to win this title. It would, of course, be his first PDC title. He hasn't won one yet. But the answer to your little brain teaser and the bit of evidence that gives you the fact that maybe Rock has been more consistent this year than last year Last year he was seeded 11th. This year, 5th. So tell me again why he's worse this year than last year.
96.
I think it was the fanfare that some of the performances on the big stage came with as well. That 9 darter. It was actually a defeat, wasn't it, that really was the standout tie for Rock last year. Defeat to Van Gerwen at the Slam.
Yeah, just go back on what you said there. It was a loss.
171.
He's had moments this season where he has improved. He's made his first European Tour final as well against Johnny Clayton, who he could actually run into in this tournament in the next round.
Yeah, but let's not forget beating Van Gerwen 6-0 en route. 6-0. 7-0. Semi-final, yeah.
Josh require 121.
Already he needs this. And because it's not going to happen, this is the kind of start that Woodhouse got against Rob Cross.
40.
Yeah, and it was too big a gap for Cross to bridge.
Game
And
shown,
Clemens
the third
opens
leg.
up a 3-leg
Gabriel
advantage.
Clemens, full leg Josh. to three.
Josh rocked early on in this one.
And this is a giant task for Josh.
134.
And because of the pace of play here, this does not take long. When you're playing someone that is of a similar pace to you, which is fairly quick, you can be 3-0 down in about 6 minutes, which is roughly what this is.
81.
We've seen levels go up and up and up today, culminating with that record-breaking performance by Michael Van Gerwen. Dave Chisholm and Chris Dobie have got the daunting task of following that on the main stage next. But Luke Humphries is still to play.
140.
Up next here, Ryan Joyce against Joe Cullen. One of 3 further matches on this
Josh
stage.
146.
Josh Rock has got an opportunity here, but Clemens is on something smaller. And it will be 127 for 4-0.
98. Gabriel, we require 127.
Very gettable, this one. Only one big treble needed for a shot at the bull. There it is. Doesn't get that one.
Josh should require 48.
Rock must convert.
Game shown, the
Beautifully done. Now he's in the game.
Fifth leg, Gabriel,
Just a little
throw
more on Michael Van
first.
Gerwen, by the way. Just done a bit of digging. That 118.52 average is his highest in his career in a ranking
131.
anywhere.
Well, not just a ranking major, a ranking event.
Ranking event.
Wow.
The 2 highest averages he's ever had have been in the Premier League and the Championship League of Darts. So that's his highest average in any game that has involved ranking money.
59.
Seems to have come from nowhere for Van Gerwen.
134.
Weirdly, the last time he averaged that high in a ranking event was 2015, when he beat Gary Anderson in a European Tour final.
59.
That just goes to show how good that was from Michael today. He has got our attention, all right. And right now, Josh is getting Gabe's attention.
180.
So much for 3-0, by the way. It's going to be 3-2 in a second.
Josh
Yeah,
should
very,
require
very quickly they
47.
turned it around. Had to hit that tops in the previous leg, did hit it. Now he's got time on his
Game
side
shot,
and he
the
hits
fifth
double
leg.
16 as well. Josh Rock
Sixth leg, Josh to
very
throw
much in this
first.
match. In fact, he's throwing now to tie up the match.
Yeah, Josh is doing his very best Clive Dunn impression. Don't panic, don't panic.
140.
It's almost as if he's given Clemens a head start and he's not bothered by it.
Oh, I've just remembered you know exactly what it's like for Michael Van Gerwen to average 118, don't you?
Yes, I certainly do.
60.
It's very good to watch, but it's very hard to experience.
That was in Perth in 2014.
That's still a record, by the way.
140.
That average against me in Perth, that is still the highest average in the World Series history. And everybody's getting in on the party now. When I said everybody, I meant everybody. This is fast turning into the kind of game we had with Searle against Pietreczko.
Oh, really good stuff, this. Can't take your eyes off it. It might amount to nothing. Double six. Oh, that was wild.
That was quick. The rhythm was too quick on darts 2 and 3. Getting carried away, and he might be 4-2 down. That's incredible from Clemens.
Gabriel Clemens, 7th leg, Gabriel to throw first.
What a rebuttal to that incredible leg of darts, where Rock had his chance for 3-3. He misses, Clemens hits, and now all of a sudden, he's the chairman in charge of this game.
Yeah, 114. Well, before that finish, 114 was the average for Josh Rock. It's just dropped to 112.79. He's losing the match 4-2, thanks to that 11 darter, and it's going up. That record average is going to be rivaled here if Josh Rock carries on like this.
Yeah, but we'll go back to what you said. He could lose this game.
96.
Yeah, and will be remembered for another glorious defeat. Will he be remembered for another 9-dart finish?
Ran out of room. Thought he could squeeze it between the two. Thought he made the right decision there. Just got the wrong deflection.
Great response again from Rock.
Yeah, Rock is on 181 after 6, but who's first to a finish?
Yep, he's done it again. Nice nifty 50 there from Josh Rock, and that is a sublime setup shot. The 149 to leave himself on double 16 for a 10-dart leg. The previous leg was 11 by Clemens.
96. Josh, you require 32.
Sickening standard here in Red's bar. Whatever you do, Josh, don't miss. Look what Clemens has got. Oh my. After all of the blitzing that's been going on in the treble 20, he could be 5-2 down.
But this is remarkable. It's clinical Clemens. Josh Rock producing stunning, staggering scoring in this game. But Gabriel Clemens is cleaning up on the finishing. A couple of combination checkouts. The 81 followed by that 74. And Josh Rock is losing this game 5-2 despite an average of 113.39.
We've seen the sublime. This is not bordering on the ridiculous. This is ridiculous with a capital ridiculous.
Well, if the game stopped now, it would be the second highest average in this tournament.
125.
Might even get higher. He's not stopping on that treble 20. He's had it on the end of a string. There you go. But what if Clemens hits a 180 and 115 out?
This is why, what we're talking about earlier, averages don't win matches, do they? And you've got to judge people on victories. We've seen the standard from Josh Rock, but can he turn it into a win? Or can Clemens just live with it? Oh, it's wonderful. A 106 out for Josh Rock.
That's what he's got to do from here on out. Because if Clemens has one decent leg from here, he can win.
60.
Whereas if Josh can continue in that 4 to 5 visit range and butcher this 60 continually, he might just get himself out of this jam.
This match, Paul, let me talk you through the winning legs. 8 legs played, 15, 14, both of those to Gabriel Clemens, 15 again for the German diet. Then Rock rocked in with a 15 of his own. Then it really caught light. 11 for Rock, answered with 11 for Clemens. Then a 15 for Clemens when Rock could have had a 10. And 12 darter for Rock to make it 5-3.
Just listening to that made me tired.
And it all amounts to astronomical averages, both in 3 figures. Rock,
26.
before that visit, 115.
I I think we've had the purple patch.
96.
It's now about who can get themselves in a position to win the match. Sensible from Rock.
Round 5.
Only way he needs the bullseye now is if he gets 420s. Should be the bull again. Again, very sensible, but getting the bullseye there makes that shot easier if he gets it.
He needs the ball. He doesn't get the ball, and Clemens has been cleaning these up.
Gabriel, you require 75.
Well, what a game of darts this has been, and Josh Rock will not know what's hit him and how this has happened if he loses, but he is 2 darts at double. He only needs 1, and Gabriel Clemens defies darting delights from Josh Rock. The German giant wins the match, and he wins it well. He wins it by 6 legs to 3. Clemens will average north of a ton in that game. However, Josh Rock has somehow lost 6-3 despite an average of 112.27. Yeah, that is the losing average in this game. 112.27 wasn't enough for Josh Rock to beat that man. In fact, he'd only earned him 3 legs. And we've got 3 matches still to come here on stage 2. So do stay with us. Coming next, Ryan Joyce against Joe Cullen.